What's going on, guys? The Fat MA Crick is back again, here to do my prediction video for what is it? Oh Jesus, almost forgot. UFC on Fox, Henderson versus Diaz. As always, running through the prelims and all that good stuff. Okay, Facebook card time. Here we go. The first fight on the card is Tim Means versus Abel Trujillo. I'm going with Tim Means. The next fight is a bantamweight bout between Scott Jorgensen and John Albert. I'm going for Scott Jorgensen. The last fight on the Facebook card is a lightweight bout between Daron Cruickshank and Henry Martinez. This is pretty much of a pick 'em fight, but I'm gonna go with Daron Cruickshank. Okay, the FX portion of the card, we have a lightweight bout against we have a lightweight bout. The first fight on the card is Yves Edwards versus Jeremy Stephens. I'm gonna go with Yves Edwards here. The next fight we have Ramsey and Nijem versus Joe Proctor. I'm going for Nijem. Featherweight bout Dennis Siver versus Phan. I'm going with Dennis Siver. I believe Phan's a late replacement for somebody. I'm trying to see who in the name of Jesus it is. Oh yeah, Eddie Yagin. The next fight on the card, anyway, Dennis Siver. The next fight on the card is Raphael and Assuncao versus Mike Easton. This is a very tricky fight to call, but I'm going to go with Mike Easton. I just think this dude is going to be something big in that weight division. But Assuncao's no joke. You know, he's got some decent skills. Got some very good jiu-jitsu. Anyway, next fight is a lightweight bout between Mike Chiesa, who I believe won the Ultimate Fighter Live season. Yes, he did. He beat Al Quinta versus Marcus LeVesseur. Now, this dude, not a lot of people know who he is, but he came into the UFC with a 21-5 record, and I personally believe Cody McKenzie got a bit of a fluke win against him. This guy has massive fucking wrestling. His wrestling's amazing. He's got some ridiculous college record. I believe his actual whole college record was 296-0. He also beat Ben Askren, who went on to... Oh, good God, my phone's going. Let me put that on hold. Hold on a second. Thank you. Anyway, he has amazing wrestling. Not a lot of people know that, but it's a tough one because I don't know. This Chinese dude though just doesn't look like the. Even though he's 8-0 and all that, he doesn't seem like the most athletic person in the world. Oh no, I'm not the person to say that, but. Just that's me. I'm gonna go with LeVesseur. I think he's gonna take it. The last bout on the FX portion of the card is Brendan Schaub versus Lavar Johnson. Guaranteed knockout, most likely guaranteed in the first round. It's a tough one. Brendan Schaub's coming off two really big knockout losses to Big Nog and to Ben Rothwell. Jesus Christ, it's my phone again. Oh, jeez, my other phone again. Anyway. Oh, God. This is probably one of the worst videos I'm ever going to put out. It's terrible. But anyway, Lavar Johnson, as we all know and love, is a good knockout artist. You know, most of his wins come by knockout. 15 of 17 come by knockout. So if he's going to win, he's going to knock someone out. Coming off that loss to Stefan Struve, before that had two decent wins over Joe Beltran and Pat Barry. In my personal opinion, I'm picking Brendan Schaub because I just don't think Lavar Johnson will knock him out. But I've got to be honest, it wouldn't surprise me if Brendan Schaub gets knocked out again, and if he does, I tell you what, it wouldn't surprise me. I think this dude should maybe even quit the game. I mean, 3 big knockout losses in a row, that's not good for the old noggin. Anyway, but it's probably not going to happen. I'm picking Brendan Schaub. He's probably going to knock out Lavar Johnson first round. My phone keeps going. It's really annoying. Anyway. We're now onto the main card. Here we go. This is hands down I'm going to get so many dislikes. This has got to be the worst video I'm ever going to put out ever. Anyway, I'm going to put it out because actually a little story. I had previously done this video and I watched it yesterday because I was going to put it out. And I'd done it so long ago that there was like 3 different fight changes, and there was like I even done a little promo for my video I done for UFC Macau, which was like 3 weeks ago. So yeah, that's why I had to redo this video. But I'm really not. I don't care if the phone goes 100 times. I'm not redoing this video one more time. Right. Okay. Fox card, main card. Here we go. The first fight on the main card is Mike Swick versus Matt Brown. Matt Brown's on a 3-fight win streak all in this year, and Mike Swick is on a 1-fight win streak on his little comeback. I'm not going to go too in depth with this one because I think Mike Swick's going to win. I think he's just going to be too well rounded for Matt Brown, much too well rounded for Matt Brown. That's that. For me, the next bout is a welterweight bout between BJ Penn and Rory MacDonald, and for me it's the most interesting fight on the card. I do a MMA podcast for MMABay.co.uk, check it out. And I was having a little argument on the air in the last episode on Sunday with Michael Pepper, and he seriously believes that Rory MacDonald's going to knock his head off. He's just going to demolish BJ Penn. But I don't think so. I think BJ Penn is going to win this fight. He's been looking in very good shape. He's been looking very decent. We all know it's a toss-up because we don't know what BJ is going to turn up in the cage. If old school BJ turns up, Rory MacDonald's going to get an arse whooping. If new school BJ Penn, BJ Penn that's kind of turns up not too good and this, that and the other, Rory MacDonald's probably going to ragdoll him. But I'm going to keep my head held up high, and I'm going to say BJ Penn for the win. He should do it. I'm putting my fingers crossed. I hope he does it. Anyway, onto the co-main event of the evening. This video is terrible. This video is horrible. Onto the co-main of the evening. We got a lightweight bout between Mauricio Shogun Hua and Alexander Gustafsson. Very, very interesting fight this is going to be. Is this going to be I don't want to say an old school fighter because the guy's only 31. He's so young. But in the terms of MMA, in MMA history, he kind of is an old school guy. Are we going to see the passing of the torch here in the light heavyweight division? It could well happen, and again, this is almost like the BJ Penn Rory MacDonald scenario. What Shogun are we going to see? Are we going to see a fully healthy Shogun, a Shogun that goes in there and demolishes, and demolishes guys like he did against Chuck, like he did against Machida the second time, like he did against like he did against Forrest Griffin? Or are we going to see him like he was against? For me, his worst ever outing was not even the Forrest Griffin fight. It was I'm talking about the first Forrest Griffin fight, obviously. Was the fight against Mark Coleman, the second fight. That was terrible. He looked horrible in that fight. And we've got Alexander Gustafsson, who's just working his way up them ranks. And this is really, in my opinion, his first huge test. I mean, this is a top 10 guy, former Pride champ, former UFC champ. He's if he wins this, it's like you definitely are in that top 10, 100%. I consider him probably in the top 10 now anyway, but maybe a top 5. My instinct says Shogun, but my heart says Shogun, but in my actually head, I'm going with the smart money. Really, is on Alexander Gustafsson, and that's who I'm going to pick. My pick is Alexander Gustafsson. I don't know if he'll be able to finish Shogun, but it's only a 3-round fight. I see this going to a decision. I don't see a finish here unless Shogun knocks him out. That's the only way I see a finish. But I don't picture that happening. That's my prediction. The main event of the evening is a lightweight championship bout between Benson Henderson and Nate Diaz. I personally think Nate Diaz, I think he's a very good fighter, very decent fighter. Got some pretty good wins in there. Jim Miller, Cerrone, Gomi, recently in the lightweight division. But I just don't think he is there. I don't think he has the answer for the real top guys, as in Ben Henderson, as in Clay Guida, as in Frankie Edgar. I think those big guys like that are in the division, I just don't see him beating those guys. I always see him being maybe that nearly guy. I don't think he'll move back up in weight. I think that's a stupid weight class for him, 170, considering his brother's there now as well. But it's a quick prediction, this one. I see Ben Henderson. He's so big. He's huge. He looks like almost like a 185 pounder in there. I mean, he probably walks in there about 175. I mean, he's very big. He's actually said that he definitely sees 170 maybe a couple of years down the line, if not a little bit before. He said that it's becoming harder and harder with each fight for him to make that weight cut, and it's probably because he's weighing about 180. Yeah, he's probably about there, if not maybe a little bit bigger. I mean, I've seen him off. He's a big boy. But that's my prediction. Ben Henderson. I don't know if he'll finish it, but for sure, I think this will go to a decision. All in all, this should be an amazingly high-paced fight card, judging by the fighters that are on it. This is going down 8th of December in Seattle, Washington, in the US of A. I need to get my arse in gear because I need to do a couple more, because we've got the 2 December 15th shows that are on the same date. We've got the one in Australia, which is Pearson versus Soteropoulos. Some good fights on that card. You've got Hector Lombard, who's my boy Harris as well on that. And then we've got the Carwin versus Mitrione, which is some pretty decent fights on that. Mike Carl, James Head, and that's probably it. The rest aren't. Oh, actually, apparently we're going to be getting Gallard, Jamie Varner, and Pat Berry, Shane Del Rosario, which is a pretty good bout. They're both on the same day, so I'll knock out those two probably this week, and I'll get them up. And then we've got the big end year card, the 155 card coming up in this. Is it December 29th? I think that's coming up. So should be a very interesting end to 2012 MMA wise. I will, like I said, I'll put these out. Probably I might put one of the December 15 events out this week, or I'll probably be doing both next week. Depends. It depends if I can be bothered. Anyway, as always, if you like the video, like it. If you don't like it, click dislike. What can I tell you? Let me know in the comments what you think. If you think my predictions are shit, if you think they're good. If you think they're shit, let me know who you think's going to win and why you think they're going to win. Anyway, until then, guys, enjoy the fights.